woman, may I say your age?
66.
66 years old, who has always been swimming, and she has some very strong opinions about Black women and our ability to get in the water and to swim. Good morning.
Good morning.
Question for you. When did you start swimming and who taught you?
I started swimming when I was about 6. I was on a little swim team. And it's called Rice Pool. They tore it down now. But I used to get a spanking for going to the pool because my mother used to say, stay away from that pool by yourself. And I would sneak and go, and like kids, we have fun. But the way I learned how to swim, I would hold on to the side and just creep down to the deep end. And then I would try to see if I could go to the bottom of the deep end and come up and grab the ball, and go down and come up and grab the ball. And it's a lifeguard, as a matter of fact, saw him the other day. Because he said, hey, what are you doing? And it scared me. But he told me, he said, get in there. Go and get in. And I wasn't scared. I just took myself to the middle. And I didn't know what treading was. So I was able to keep myself up. And then after that, he said, can you swim? And I said, yeah, I can swim. And so I didn't know if I was doing it the right way or not, but I just started moving my hands and kicking my feet. And he said, oh, that's good. So he put me on the swim team. I was on the little girls, ages 6 and up. And the love of the water is just amazing. But the key to swimming is, like I said earlier, you have to relax. So I guess I had it naturally. And, we're playing, and we used to play ring around the road, go under. Some people don't like to go under. They don't want to put their face in. They don't want to do any of that. So as the time went on, I grew up. I still went out and worked in the corporate world. I went on it, but I came back to recreation. And I saw that a lot of our kids was not learning how to swim.
Right.
And that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to try this. So then I became a lifeguard first. And then I started teaching swim lessons at the pool.
And do you think it's harder for Black girls, Black boys to learn to swim? Do you think we have a greater fear of the water? Or why do you think a number of us don't swim?
Well, I know for the women, we don't want to get our hair wet. For the children, if you know, Caucasian families, they put their kids in the water and rec centers and swim classes and all year round. Our kids only get to go in the summer. They don't know about indoor pools too much, or their parents aren't taking them. So I would come. I'm still volunteering over where Shada works at the pool, and I teach them to swim, and then I go to another rec and teach the kids, because if they don't have of course they're not afraid, because as kids we get in the water and we have fun, but to actually know a stroke, they're not being taught a stroke. So we watch, and we watch them play, and we watch them swim, and we make them race, and then that's how we pick out our swim team. I said, oh, he's good. This one right here needs to go to swim lessons. So, and then we start them off teeny and bring them up, and then we compete around the city.
When you say teeny, what age do you start with the swim lessons?
We start from at least, I put my kids in 8 months.
8 months.
Right. So if the parent want them to come that small, they can come that small. But some of them will have a fear like, oh no, I don't want to put the baby in yet. I don't do it. But that's the best time because they're not scared. They're not thinking about the water. They just, because they're in the water, and you know, and you.
So, do you focus on children because it's so hard to teach adults to swim?
No, we work with the adults also because I have plenty of friends that are saying, I'm going to come and learn, and they never come. And as they get older, now they want to come. Like my sister, she's like 72. And I said, are you going to come? So she goes to the Y of her way. And she's actually in a swim class now at 70.
Good for her. How long do you think it takes someone on average to learn? Now, granted, there's, probably a wide range. Some people learn easier than others. If you're afraid of the water, it may take you longer to get over your fear. But what do you find? If someone signs up for a class?
I think 6 weeks, maybe once or twice a week for 6 weeks. You should be away from the fear. You shouldn't be afraid anymore. But it do take others longer to get over that fear. So that's when you'll probably need to do a one-on-one as opposed to being in a class. Because when you're in a class, some patrons, they will exceed more than the other ones. So now you got, okay, I want you to do this, but these over here can't do it yet. So that's why they have to, you need another instructor. But I usually go back and forth, with the ones that are just a little bit slower. Because if they see this group over here is exceeding them, they're, okay,
right,
I can do it. Especially the kids, because they like the challenge.
Right.
And then they'll pick up. I had a few this summer, and one saw that when her brother got in, he was late coming to the class, maybe a couple weeks late. But he caught on and he got right in there. He wasn't perfect, but he knew what to do. So I knew all I had to do with him was to perfect his stroke. The sister, she saw that he jumped in, but she was scared at first.
Yeah.
When she saw that he jumped in and started swimming, then she picked up. So if they see another kid doing, oh, he's doing it, I can do it. So I said, yeah, you can do it. Let's see what you can do. And so I make them go back and forth doing that stroke. And the next thing you know, they pick up speed.
Interesting. So if I hear you, because I know you've done this with your daughters.
Yeah.
Your daughters are swimmers because of their mother.
Right. Now my husband, he's totally different. He'll get in. He'll put his face in. He'll get out. But that's all. We're the ones that get in. Now Shada, she's behind him more so. Oh, y'all go ahead, I'm good. Me and Raina, we're in the water all day long and all night if we could be. But
and so you're still teaching. And if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying start teaching your children at a young age.
At a young age where they won't be afraid of the water.
Where they won't be afraid, and have them take swim classes the entire year.
Right, if you can. If you could, the rec centers have indoor pools.
Right.
The key is you have to find which one is open, because we had quite a few. I'm not sure which ones are still open, but I worked at a few of them: Lincoln, Hofstram, Pickett. You just have to find which ones Rhodes has a pool. But I'm not sure if they're still working or not.
Sure. And in terms of black women and our hair, you would say you don't have to worry about your hair if you take the time to do what? You have to take care, because once you're in the water, the chlorine that's in the water can damage your hair if you don't rinse and wash it out. You have to wash it as soon as you get out of the water.
Right. You're supposed to. Some people don't, but you should. I did. And
didn't have any problems.
No, I just washed it out. Now it depends on what style you're wearing. If you're gonna go natural,
yes,
then you should not have a problem. I'm natural, so I'm good. But if you put different, I call it food. If you feed your hair, you should be fine. That's your conditioners and everybody says, "Oh, I want to get this type of shampoo." It doesn't really matter if the shampoo cleanses your hair, and because we're going natural and keep it soft
yes,
after your conditioning,
yes,
you should be okay.
Well, what about leaving the pool with a wet head that puts you at an increased risk for getting sick?
Well, see, like I wear wraps like that too in the wintertime. If I've been swimming, I'm going to dry as much as I can, and then I'm going to wrap it. Put something on it, as opposed to walking straight out into that air that's out there.
Okay.
But
keep
it wrapped up.
If we have young children, the younger we can start them, the better. The more often they take classes throughout the year, the better for them.
Yeah.
We don't have any excuse as black women because we can wash and condition our hair, and we're not going to have, we shouldn't have problems with our hair.
Unless you a press and curl type person.
Now that would be a problem.
Right. Now I can understand why you don't want to get your hair wet. Just went to the shop, you got your hair, you sat there for 3 hours, you got your hair done, and jump in the pool. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, with natural hairstyle.
Natural, just keep it shampooed and conditioned. When some women take a shower when they get out of the water, and you still have to wash the chlorine off your body because it will irritate, and you'll be scratching and digging all night if you don't wash it off. I've done it a number of times. Too tired, and I'm just gonna lay down. And I'm up in the middle of the night, I got to wash this off. So.
Okay,
yeah.
So black women, we don't have an excuse really. Do you consider swimming a life skill?
Yes, you have to learn to swim to live.
Why?
You never know whenever you're in you might get into a situation where, and I hate to say, like you might be in an area where it's a flood, or you say you at the pool, or you're on vacation and you're at the pool, or you're in the ocean. You have to know how to get yourself out of there if something happens. If you step down and the water's too deep, how do you get out of there? Most people just slip and they go under. You need to know certain techniques. Back yourself up and get up out of there. So that's how I kind of taught my girls. They kept wanting to go down to the deep, so I said, okay, let's go. I mean, I was right there with them, but I chucked them right on in. And Raina, she's a natural. She just came up to the top and made herself over to the side. She got over to the side. I said, okay, you good, you're okay, you know what to do. Shada, she was the same way. But Shada don't swim like it. She don't swim like that, like me and Raina. Raina has been in competition. We both will compete,
That's amazing. That's really good. And you're never too old.
No.
And it's great for people that have arthritis because you don't have a...
And I do water aerobics.
And water aerobics,
yes.
Right. So getting in the water is good.
Yes, that's my main focus when we do the water aerobics, because I have a lot of senior friends. And then with the rec center that I volunteer at, it's a few senior homes that they can make their way over to the pool. And they loved it because they're like, my knees hurt, my back hurt, some people have had surgery, and it's like, get in that water. Let that water, see, when you do a regular aerobics, and like Raina says, she said, I'm allergic to gravity. Like, it hurts more when you do when you're on the ground or the floor. But get in the water, the resistance is not as bad. So I usually tell my ladies, okay, make sure you take Tylenol. You know, first day usually be the rough day. You know, and we exercise to the oldies, well, the 70s, because that's around our era. And they love it. They love it.
Yeah, real trailblazer, a swimmer.
Yeah, I'm winding down now, but I still get in the water. I still get in. I told Rain I'm coming up. I'm coming to the Y and do a few things.
Well, thank you for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you.